Welcome to Astrozod. My name's Lynn Goldberg. Today I'd like to talk about a couple of retrogrades that are going to be happening this spring. The first one is Mercury. Mercury will be going retrograde on May 9th until May 31st. Mercury is about communication, all forms of communication. That would include written, reading, the airwaves, the computer, radio, verbal communication back and forth, and even stored knowledge. It would include the kind of communication that one receives when there's a synchronicity happening and all of a sudden you know the answer to something that you have been thinking of. So when Mercury goes retrograde, people come to me all the time in some fear and trepidation over Mercury going retrograde. I want to be very clear that Mercury, any retrograde actually, gives us time to catch up, readjust, realign with the energies of that particular planet that's going, or archetype that's going retrograde. In this case, a good example would be contracts. It's often said, do not sign a contract when Mercury is retrograde. Well, I'm not so much against signing a contract that has been in the works. The one that I am absolutely careful about is if a project or a contract starts during a Mercury retrograde and wants to come to completion during that time, or in other words, a contract being signed within that 3-week period, that would be when unforeseen things could arise at a later time because the time wasn't given to research and make sure that all the I's were dotted and all the T's crossed. Mercury retrograde is a great time to file your papers. Make sure that everything is put away. If there's some paperwork that you've been putting off, absolutely during a Mercury retrograde, take care of it because if we can align so that when Mercury goes out of retrograde, that everything is aligned and it's organized in its proper place, then we can move forward in a really good way. The next retrograde I want to talk about is Pluto. Pluto actually entered Capricorn in the last fall, and Capricorn rules business, government, determination. Actually, in some regard, one could say Pluto in Capricorn would have to do with hopes and dreams even. Pluto loves the transparency. Pluto ultimately is about bringing the unconscious conscious. And he is the inner transformer. So last fall when Obama was elected and all of these wonderful hopes and dreams are on the table, now as Pluto goes retrograde, he actually went retrograde on April 4th and will remain so until September 10th. So it gives us lots of time to do the research on those dreams and then move forward and then readjust, re-evaluate, and make sure that those dreams are absolutely what we want. Not to rush through and make something happen because unless it's thoroughly thought out, unless our feeling place is brought into it and intertwined in the outer manifestation. The the outward result will not be as high a vibration as it can be if we give ourselves this time to realign, readjust, and make sure that we are in alignment with what we really want, what our highest direction is. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and check me out on my website and sign up for a free newsletter if you like.